I think that if we were able to get more young people to stay here, it would grow exponentially because of the fact that more young people would be here. And I think that the key to getting more 20-somethings to stay here is probably more appealing job offers and packages from local companies.
So if people are interning and they're getting jobs from those internships, I think a lot of people will and have stayed, myself included, and some people I know that had internships and got full-time jobs through them stayed pretty local.
If you see some of the companies that have a formalized internship program, they have great success in getting to know the students, what their students' needs are. And I think some of these companies that make a commitment to the students and developing the workforce are committed to paying wages where students can afford to stay here.
Over half of our new full-time hires have come from existing interns, so that's a major impact on our ability to be able to recruit talent.
Internships really feed our ongoing hiring needs and really help us to sculpt that next generation of employees and help them apply what they're learning at Keene State and bring it into the workforce. And ultimately it supports the company in our recruitment efforts and retaining those employees.
A student who has experienced working at our company gets a chance to get a flavor for our company culture, gets a chance to understand the kind of flexibility that we're able to offer, gets a chance to understand the kind of growth opportunities that they have. So by the time we're sitting down and talking about a potential full-time position, that they really have a chance to really understand what our company offers and even what the community offers.
I was kind of at a crossroads, which was hard, but I expressed this to Alex and Heather as well as my manager, and they let me know that they were very open to discussing the idea of me going to get my MBA with their support, financial and otherwise. And eventually we were able to work out an arrangement that we were both happy with, and I fortunately didn't have to choose between the two.
What I kept telling myself is I will go where I get the job, and I got the job at Brattleboro Area Middle School in Vermont. I really wanted to stay here. Once I got that job, I was relieved because I actually wanted to stay in this general area. I'm familiar with it. I fell in love with it when I went to college here, and I've met great people here. It's also, since I'm from West Haven, Connecticut, it's really close to home. So this was a good spot for me, and I did want to stay here, ideally.
I did have an opportunity here at Markham Homage because I was doing homework at Brewbakers, and this guy peeks over, looks at what I'm working on. He goes, "Is that PChem?" And I was like, "Yes, that is PChem. How'd you know?" He goes, "I went to Keene State." And we just got to talking, and from there, and at the end of the conversation, he handed me his card and told me to give him a call sometime. I didn't want to stay in this area. As wonderful as an opportunity that would have been, I wouldn't have felt like I was moving forward, and that's what I really wanted. I think that Keene gave me everything it could have gave me. And when everyone else leaves, it's just like, this isn't the same spot. Even though you've learned all these things and gotten all these amazing memories, it just becomes a town again.
Being a professional in Keene is really different. Most of the community that I built here did leave. That community feel is kind of gone now. So I'm trying to make a new community and find my new place.
If we look at these three northern New England states, right, we've got Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and they're all facing the same problem of a graying workforce. I think that the states need to perhaps come together and think about the northern New England as a region, and how can we bring students here, or how can we retain students, and thinking about workforce development and work trends, and what are the ways in which we can create jobs that will entice young people to stay here.
I think encouraging the business community to get involved in education, get involved at all levels. I think even elementary school and high school, that's not too early to be going into career fairs and talking about these are the types of opportunities at my company right here in Keene. From the education perspective, I think welcoming those business partners in, having continuing conversations about what their challenges are right now, what kinds of big projects are they tackling, and start conveying that to their students or talking about it in their curriculum development. My father-in-law, Paul Henkel, used to say that invested people tend to continue to invest. And so I hope that by being part of a Monadnock Region company, even if it's just for a semester or two, they get to be part of our day of caring for the Monadnock United Way, or they get to be donating to the Keene Community Kitchen. And I think that if they can invest in the community now through our company, that they might continue to invest in our community and bring that high level of investment and interest to Keene or to the Monadnock region.